Hi Flosstube, I'm Sarah, Cross Stitch Sarah, here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Today is the 30th of March 2025 and this is my channel all about cross stitch. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for coming over. I've had a lot of new subscribers recently, which is really lovely, so thank you very much. And if you're a returning viewer and you come back over and over again, then thank you to you too. It really does mean a lot. If it's your first time here and you watch this video and you like what you see, then I'd love it if you would consider subscribing to the channel and liking the videos, and leave me a comment to say that it's the first time or just to interact. You can always message me as well, and my email will be down below, and my Instagram, and you can message me there if you have any questions or anything like that. So hi everyone, I've got a whole lot of notes here that I might refer to throughout, so I don't forget to tell you anything and show you anything. I've got a big pile of things on this table, fairly stacked fairly well, not too precarious, I hope. So yeah, let's see what I've got this time. So the first thing is, obviously I did on my last video, if you were here before, so this is Flosstube 16, and on Flosstube 15 I did some giveaways because I'd reached my magic 1,000 subscribers, which I've now gone over, and I'm over 1,500. So thank you very much. And I had 7 little things to give away. So partway through, I'll do the winners of that giveaway, and then I have a couple of things to give away again, just as a thanks again for more and more subscribers. So like I say, I really do appreciate it, and it really does help me grow the channel. And obviously the more people that interact and comment, the more I can get to know what kind of content you want, if there's anything missing or anything you particularly like to see, and so on. So we'll do that in a bit. Cross stitch wise, I have some FFOs to show you that they were finishes back in 2023 into 2024. So they're seasonal pieces, so you have seen them if you've been here before. And I had FFO'd I think 2 out of the 4, and I had a plan to put them on the top of a tin for display purposes and so on, but I hadn't actually got round to doing them. So I have actually FFO'd them all, and I'll show you that in a minute. Then in March so far, I've had 4 new starts, and I'm going to have another one today. It's Mother's Day here, so and I'll talk about that in a bit, because that's one of the reasons for the new start. Nashville is another reason. I've also had 5 finishes, 2 of which were a start and finish within March. I know, right? I completed one of the WhipGo numbers. I'll tell you, I shall talk about that, why I didn't do the other one. And then I've got my Nashville charts to show you. I've had a weekend away with some lovely ladies and we went over to Wales. So I've got some bits to show you from there, some gifts from the other ladies, and also some haul from the Nimble Thimble. So I think what we'll do is I'll do all the whips and starts and finishes and so on and plans. Then I'll do the giveaways, and then I'll do kind of weekend away talk, Nashville haul and general haul after that, so that if that's not your thing, you can nip off early. Okay, let's get started. So the FFOs are from, let me get it right, Summer House Stitchworks, and it's their seasonal pieces. So this one is spring. I wonder if I can get it off here now. Okay, this is the spring one. I'm really sorry about the lighting today, so you can probably see like glare in my glasses. I'm literally in the lounge. It's so bright. This really isn't a complaint, but it's so bright and sunny in here. I've had to close the curtains, which are not particularly thick, so it hasn't really helped with this weird window glare in my glasses, but I can't take them off because I won't be able to see. And then I've got the electric lights on as well, so I'm sort of fighting against this green shadow in my glasses, so I'm really sorry if it's off-putting. But I tell you, I've spent the last 10 minutes manoeuvring this tripod into about 50 million positions to try and stop it. But hey ho, we are where we are. Anyway, this is Spring Awakens, which is obviously the spring seasonal piece. And all I've done is mount it on some mount board. I can't show you the back, it's appalling. It's not laced. And then I've attached 2 metal washers so that it can be attached to this tin. So this is just a lidded tin that we had one Christmas with shortbread in. Somebody bought it us. You can actually see it's embossed there. It says M&S shortbread. So my husband sprayed it up for me, and then I've stuck 2 strips of magnet on. So then the 2 washers mean that I can attach each month to display it, and all the others are stored inside the tin. So this is the summer one, Summer Refreshes. Then I have put tissue paper between them so they don't sort of stick together or anything. Autumn Provides. And the last one, Winter Cometh. Now these are all stitched on the same fabric, and I've used all of the called for DMC for each one, of which there are only 3 per project. So you can see it's kind of done like almost like in stripes, in a stripe effect, and they're all just DMC colours, and it's just 3 per chart. Now the fabric, it's a 32 count linen. I think it's platinum. I didn't check. Sorry. If you want to know, then do so and I can look it up. But yeah, I did these in 2023. So I started spring on the first day of spring, and then summer on the first day of summer, and so on. So I think the winter one was actually finished just into 2024. February time, I think, something like that. But yeah, I thought that would be a nice sort of way to store them and display them for each season. So I'm really pleased with that. And I can display that now. Okay, then I had 5 finishes. Yep, 5 finishes. So 2 of them were a start and finish in, let me get the 2 that are start and finish in March. A couple of these finishes you might have seen in the last video, because although it was kind of a February wrap up, it was a couple of days into March, and I'd got these 2 of them, not these 2, but 2 of them, and I think I did show them, so you may have seen a couple of these before, but basically these were all finished in March. So I did this one, which is called Mini Sampler Spring, and this is from the latest Just Cross Stitch magazine, and these designs are by Curious Carrie Designs, and she's going to have one in each of the magazines for each season. So this was the spring one. So as you can see, I've done my initials in pink, so the S and the W should be the same colour as the rest of the alphabet, but because they're my initials, I've done them in my favourite colour, in pink. So this is on a piece of, I suppose you can see it's a little bit pink. It's showing out, blowing out a little bit because the light is so weird in here. It's 32 count Murano even weave, baby pink, light pink, something like that. And I've just used the called for DMC, like I say, except for those initials, which I've just picked one of the pinks and done that in. So I haven't brought the jar over. The last video I showed jars that I'd bought from Dunelm with like a wooden lid that's got a slight indent. So they're going to fit on the tops of those jars. So I'm going to finish those on there. The other one that was a start and a finish in March is Spring Pillow. And this is a design by Lauren and her brother Sam over at Flossabilities. And this is my finish. And this actually I finished in 9 days. And I know that's very specific, but if you kind of see, like, there's 9 little squares really. So I started it on the first day of spring. I should have said actually the mini sampler I did start on the 1st of March, rather than the first day of spring. I started it on the 1st of the spring month, if you like, but this was started on the actual first day of spring. And I just basically stitched one of the little boxes, like that one, a day until it was done. So in 9 days it was done. Now that linen colour, I literally spent 10 minutes yesterday trying to get a photo of this so the linen actually showed up, and like, you guys are not seeing it. It's a really nice, it's a brighter green than that. It's not sludgy green. It's not like lime green, bright green, but it's a really, really nice bright spring green, and it's from, it's 32 count linen from Northumberland Sampler House. And the linen is called Pistachio. I love her linens. I've got one of my favourites is her 32 counts in sandstone, but this is lovely as well. And I stitched mine in, it's none of it is the called for, but I've used Weeks Dye Works Monkey Grass as the green thread, and it took nearly 2 skeins of Weeks Dye Works on 32 count, 2 strands over 2. So I'm really pleased with that. Then this one you may have seen if you watched last time. This one was finished early in March, and this is Berry Barn Pin Keep by the Old Barn Stitching Co. Sammy. Oh, it's so pretty. I mean, what is not to love? A giant pink house and little sheep in the garden. I mean, it's just a dream, isn't it? So I stitched mine on 30 count. Now, I've seen it called Legacy Linens and Access Commodities, so I'm not sure if one of those is the brand or what. And the colour is Swiss Cocoa. It's a really nice, that's a bit better. And I've used my own choices of anchor threads that I had in my stash. So I've just looked at the cover picture and picked anchor threads that I thought were the same as the DMC. I didn't do any kind of checking on numbers and stuff like that. I just picked them by eye. But I did write them down, so if anybody's desperate to know, then do let me know. And I did change. So the sheep here had, their faces and legs were this grey colour that's in the windows and door, like for the glass. But I changed them to, it's a really dark brown, it's not black. But I'm really pleased with that. It's so pretty. There's a series of those. There's one for each season. I've got the winter one, which I really like. So yeah, there are others that are on the list. Then I also finished my March hair. So this one is, again, if you've been here before, I did 12 in 12 on the 31st of December. So 12 starts in 12 hours on New Year's Eve. And I started all 12 hair projects, so that you'll see in a sec, one hair, because I'm going to be doing one hair a month this year. So I got a tiny little start on every single one, so that each month then I can just pick it straight up and get going. So the March one was Hair and Daffodils. Just try that. It's Vintage Country Mocha, 32 count Murano even weave by Zweigart. And that's my little Hair and Daffodils. So yeah, very pleased to have him done. 3rd one. So, you know, so far, so good. 1 a month, all on track. And this is, I just used all the called for DMC for this one as well. So that's that. Then the last finish for this month is the Historical Sampler Company Little Owl Patchwork. I'm trying to find my clips. Little Owl Patchwork stitch along. So this started on the 1st of January. It was their winter stitch along. They very kindly gifted me the kit, and we got the parts every 2 weeks. I did get a bit behind towards the end, so I didn't keep up as well as some, but I did get it finished this month, and here it is. It's so pretty. The colours are just gorgeous. Very wintry. Yeah, really, really pleased with this. And this is stitched on the kit supplied 16 count Ada by Zweigart, which is dyed for them, so it doesn't have a, I don't know what colour it's called. And I used the called for DMCs that were also just supplied with the kit. So that's that. Finish number 5. So I'm pleased with that. 5 finishes in a month, not too bad, I think. Don't expect that every month if you're new here, because It's not likely to happen. If you are new here, I do have 45 WIPs. So yeah, not totally likely, but you never know, you never know. Okay, so I had some other new starts. So a couple of those were new starts as well, as I said. So they were started and finished. And I am going to have a new start today, which is obviously in March. And it is one of the Nashville charts. So I'll show you that in a bit when I get to that. But the other two new starts that I had, also on the first day of spring, I started this really pretty little design. And this is called Saltbox Fairy Village, and it's by Barbie Tingley, who is Petal Pusher. Petal Pusher Designs, just Petal Pusher. So I did a similar one a little while ago, Coastal Fairy Village. Actually, if I've got a picture, I'll pop a picture in here of Coastal Fairy Village. That's finished. And I stitched that with Charlie from Charlie Feathers, Stitches with Charlie Feathers. And I'm also stitching this with Charlie. I did gift her the charts as well and bought them for myself. So yeah, and we stitched that one together. So we're stitching this one together for spring. And this is where I'm at with mine. Oh, it is really washing the colours out. There's terrible light in here. That's a bit better. It is so pretty. The colours are just gorgeous. And this is stitched on 32 count Zweigart linen in light mocha / mushroom using the called for DMC, and it wouldn't quite fit in the nudge, so I stitched this extra scrap of linen on to make it fit. But what I was supposed to do was measure the center of this actual fabric and start in the center of there, but I put it in the nudge hoop, then measured the center. So as you can see, it's quite near the bottom of the actual linen, but there's still room to frame or finish into a pillow, or I mean, you know, I'm not worried. But yeah, that was a bit of a moment. It's like, oh, really? But yeah, about halfway through that is, so looking good, I think. And then the other start I had is Hello Spring from Cotton and Twine Historical Sampler Company, and this gorgeous design was designed, should I say, sorry, by Yasmin of Yasmin's Made with Love, and I love it. So I do get gifted the Cotton and Twine boxes at the moment, so I'm expecting one soon, and I'll do a little video to show you that one. And I have given one of the boxes away, and I may give the next one away. I don't know what the design is yet, but this one was not going anywhere because I loved it so much. So yeah. And this is where I'm up to with my bear. So this is on 32 count, so I got linen in platinum. And it's the DMC threads that were supplied with the box, and the needle minder came in the box, and I just love it. The colours are just gorgeous, really bright and springy, and look at that bear. He's so cute. So yeah, really happy with that. Okay, then that's all the new starts, all the finishes, so quite good, I think. Let's move on to WhipGo. So the two numbers that were called in for March, can't even remember what the numbers were, but the projects for me were an Owl Forest embroidery kit called Enchanted Forest, and a modern folk embroidery pattern by Jacob called A Sampler Garden. So the first number was the Enchanted Forest kit. So this is what it will look like when it's finished. And I'll pop a picture in here of where it was before I worked on it for WhipGo, which literally, I just get it up here, was literally this plant and this owl and nothing else. So for WhipGo, I've literally done everything else. So all the little leaves in the tree, the bird, the fox. The fox is just gorgeous. Look at the variegation in the fox. And this is stitched on the kit linen, which is a 32 count linen, with the kit threads, which are DMC based but dyed by Owl Forest Embroidery. So they're highly variegated and they are gorgeous. So yeah, got some decent progress on that, which I was happy about. And it's almost like a little mini finish. So each motif, even the little bird, you know, it's like a little finish in itself. So you feel really accomplished, which is really nice. And this needle minder is by Charlie of Charlie Feathers. Gorgeous, gorgeous little bear. A lot of my needle minders are by Charlie. You'll see as we go along. Let's balance that on there. Okay. Then the other WhipGo call, which I say was the Modern Folk Embroidery Pattern, a Sampler Garden, and I got it out to work on this week. And I just didn't want to stitch on it. And I really like the design, so I was like, why am I just sitting here procrastinating and not actually stitching on it? I think it's the fabric. So I haven't brought it over because there's been no progress. It's on a 32 count Murano even weave in platinum. Now I love platinum and I love even weave, but I don't know if it's the fact that it's even weave for that project, and I just feel it doesn't go. It needs to be a linen. I have only done kind of a little corner of it. So what I might do is kind of square it off, or it warrants a triangle really, because it's kind of like in the corner in a triangle, the part of the design that I've almost finished. Whether to just finish that bit and have that as a finish as it is, and then restart it on some linen, you know, in the future, because yeah, I just don't want to stitch on it. So I didn't. The WhipGo calls for April are, for me, they are, oh my goodness, Dracula, which was a stitch along by Stitching Book Club, I think it's the group is called, and it's really, really nice. I'll pop a picture here of what it will look like. I've only done a tiny bit. And the other one is Words to Live By, Love by Heartstring Samplery, Beth Twist. I'll pop a picture there. It doesn't really show you how nice it is from the picture, but yeah, they're my two WhipGos for April, and I am really, really looking forward to stitching on both of those, so that's good. Okay, other WIPs that I've stitched on this month. As I said at the beginning, I went away for a weekend to Wales with a few people, from a few stitchy ladies, and I just sort of took a few different projects, and I took a couple of things that I haven't worked on for a while. So one of those things was this, which is Romeo and Juliet. You'll have to excuse all my scribbling. The chart is literally all in Chinese, Japanese, I'm not sure. I don't want to offend anyone, but it's not in a language that I can read or speak. So I had to kind of get it translated and then scribble all over the chart so I could understand it. But that's the design. It's not a great picture, I'm afraid. I will pop a picture in here of where it was before, because actually I did get some good progress on this. And here it is now. So that linen is that colour really, nice bright orange. And what I did on the weekend away was basically finish Romeo. So I think he had his head and his arm reaching up to Juliet, but then the rest of him all down here, his sword and his legs and his feet and everything, I did at the weekend. I love this. And this top bit is all filled in this blue. So that's great for kind of Zoom calls and stuff. It's literally just filling. I've done everything else inside that top bit and it is just filling. So yeah, pleased to have got a bit of progress on that. I also took with me something else that I hadn't worked on for a little while, which is Modern Folk Embroidery, Put a Bird on It. And I met Jacob at Big Stitch last year, and he had this chart there for sale, and I just love it. And I think it's the colours on here that drew me to it. I'm not sure if it had been monochromatic, if I would have been quite so drawn to it. And then I went through the booklet after I'd bought it and couldn't find a list of thread numbers. So I went to Jacob and I said, oh, you know, what threads did you use? And this is actually a mock-up. It's not stitched. So he hadn't got any thread numbers. So I promptly went round to see Letitia at Corey's Little Shop and asked her to help me find these colours because I wanted to do it in this colourway. So she was fantastic, absolutely brilliant, really, really helpful. Found me Weeks Dye Works, and I think one is a Classic Colour Work, to be able to stitch it in those colours. And this is where I got to on the weekend. Washing out a little bit again with this terrible lighting. But basically I had all of those 4 motifs there, and I started this blue one, which is this great big one in the middle. So yeah, just got going on that. This is on 32 count, so I got Belfast linen in platinum, like I say, with my own choices of threads, which I didn't bring over. Sorry. If you want to know what threads I've used, do ask, because I have got them and I have written them down. But they are all Weeks Dye Works except for the green, which is a Classic Colour Works, and I know that that's English Ivy. I think it's Terracotta, Michael's Navy, Glacier, I think. But like I say, if you do want to know, please ask and I can let you know properly. I know that you can get a floss pack from Evertote. Roxy Floss Co have done a floss pack of Roxy Floss Co threads that are these colours, so you can go over there and get those. But I just, like I say, just picked, well, I didn't pick, I did try. Basically Letitia picked colours for me. So yeah, happy with that. Then I also worked on The Great Outdoors, which is a design by Hayley at Stitching Cabin. It's a sal, a monthly sal. I'll pop a picture in here of what it will look like. So far, we're up to part 3. So it'll be parts 1, 2 and 3 you'll see there. And then I will pop a picture up of where it was before. And this is where I'm at now. So I absolutely love this. So part 1 was this very top row and then the mountains and this bit here. Then part 2 was this row with the trees and the tents and then trees and bears. And then part 3 is the leafy sort of top border and then the row with compasses, backpacks and boots. And the leaves at the bottom. And then also this bit, which is going to be a row with trees and foxes. And I am blatantly copying Charlie Feathers and Kim of Stitchy Squirrels, who have changed their fox colour to a really nice fox colour. It was charted in a sort of, you know, a palish brown, but it wasn't quite what we liked, and we didn't think it was particularly fox colour. So they did all the hard work and pulled out all their threads and found a thread that was the right colour, and because I'm behind, I'm just going to basically copy them. But yeah, part 4 comes out on the 1st of April, which is Tuesday, so this won't be up to date before then, but I'm just happy stitching on it, so it's fine. And in that band, I don't know if it'll pick up on the camera, there is some gold thread for the stars and the moons. And it was charted for a Krynic cord, which I'd never used before, and it's horrible. I mean, I quite like Krynic. I'm not fussed about stitching with Krynic, but it was a horrible thread. It was really sort of slippy and not very nice to work with. So again, I copied Charlie, who bought some DMC Diamond. I think that's how you say it. I think it's 3852. You can get it in different colours which match the DMC colours if you like, but I think it looks much better. So that's what we're going with for that. And then the last thing I worked on this month is Saga by Long Dog Samplers, my biggest project. And I've been trying to do, or most Sundays I work on it as for hashtag Saga Sundays. I haven't I didn't last Sunday and I won't be today, but generally I do try to work on it every Sunday. And my aim is to get it to at least 5% by the end of the year. Well, I'm at 4.65 or something like that, so that's definitely going to be achievable. So but I do still want to keep going with just as many stitches as I get in on a Sunday, and just get it moving along, because as I say, it's massive. It's 103,000 and something stitches, and I'm doing mine on 32 count, so it is pretty big. And here we are. Oh, I should put a picture in of where it was before, and here we are now. Let me see if the fabric will, it's a bit pink, a bit brighter than that. But it's on a 32 count Permin linen in pink sand. And the 2 DMC colours that I've used, or I'm using, is 3685 and 3687. Oh, it's so pretty. Another lovely Charlie Feathers needle minder. So yeah, since that was my little board. Since the last time, I basically worked across the top of this arch and down. So then I just need to go across the bottom and get it filled in, and then I will have to move the Q-snap, and all this fabric will get bunched up in a different way. So that'll be exciting. So yeah, so happy with that. Moving along slowly but surely. So that's all my WIPs, starts, finishes, FFOs, WIPs, the whole lot. So yeah, some good progress I think this month, and it's nice to have finishes, even if they're small. You know, it is really good, and especially when you've got a lot of WIPs. And I'm not bothered about how many WIPs I've got. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, I need to get my WIPs down, I need some finishes, I need some finishes. I'm having to start today, and I'm having to start tomorrow because we've got the historical sampler new sal, which I'll show you in a sec, and then it will be a new start next Saturday, because that's another new sal too. So it is what it is. So let's do plans, then I'll do giveaway winners, and then I'll do the haul and weekend away talk at the end. So plans. Tomorrow, as I just briefly said, the new stitch along from Historical Sampler Company starts, and it is the Secret Garden. So this is the kit. Historical Sampler Company kindly gifted me the full kit and needle minder. At the beginning, when this was released, you could get a gift box with loads of lovely goodies in, and it literally, the gift box is sold out within 24 hours, which is phenomenal. But you can still get the full kit, or you can still get PDF only if you have your own supplies, so that you can join in. And I would highly recommend it. I mean, I've not seen the design, obviously, but I've seen the sneak peeks, and it looks really, really good. So this is going to be released in 5 parts. And yeah, it just looks gorgeous. So this is my kit. The kits come with either 16 count Ada or 32 count linen. You can choose, and they're in a colourway that's dyed for Historical Sampler Company. Let me just wrangle this. So this is my fabric, which is Ada. It's darker than a platinum. It's not great in this light. And then these are the gorgeous threads. And the colours are just beautiful. Can't wait to start stitching this. And the needle mind, oh, you get a needle obviously as well, a little gold needle in the packet. And then they also sent me one of the needle minders, which is a gorgeous little squirrel. Focus up. Yeah, so cute. And there is you can buy that on their website as well. So these are some of the things that were in the gift box with needle minders and scissors and stuff like that, but they are available separately on their website now. So you can go and get yourself that squirrel needle minder when you're buying your kit or your chart if you wish. There's also a really, really nice watering can needle minder that looks great as well, and I am tempted to get that. But that starts tomorrow, so we get the parts via PDF, and they'll come to our inboxes from tomorrow, and then every 2 weeks after that we'll get the next part to move along. So that's exciting. I did say obviously the Great Outdoors part 4 comes out on Tuesday, so that will be another sort of trying to carry on because I won't be up to date with that. Then the next stitch along I want to talk about is by Pony Stitches on Instagram, Velvet Pony Designs, and she is doing a stitch along that starts on Saturday called Wings of Spring, and it's a mystery stitch along. There has been a sneak peek of a piece of fabric, and I'll pop a picture in here of the picture that she put up on her Instagram, and it does have, if you can see, like little cutouts of butterflies, so the wings thing and the butterfly little bit. I'm kind of thinking it might be butterfly themed. Well, I hope it is, because that's the needle minder I've got out to go with it. And Mila very kindly messaged me and offered me the charts if I'd like to join in, which I said yes please, that would be lovely. So like I say, on Saturday, if you sign up on her Etsy shop, which I will link below, you will get an email with the details of the design, so the design size, what fabric they may have used or suggest, and the DMC list. And then the first part will come to your inbox via email on Saturday. So I got myself my threads and stuff together. So these are all the DMCs. Just popped mine in the floss away bags. Look at that lovely spring yellows and pinks. And there's a really bright green. Where's that lovely green? Here, look. 907. Gorgeous blues. Really, really beautiful, beautiful colours. So they're all the DMCs, and I'm going to do mine on 32 count Murano even weave. It's a little bit darker than that. It was called, from wherever I got it from, Mimosa Green. I don't know if that's an actual Zygarde name or whether they called it that, but it's Mimosa Green. So it is a really spring pale green. It is a little bit darker than that. And to go with it, I thought I would use this needle minder in the hopes that it is butterflies. Otherwise we'll have to change that. This needle minder is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So yeah, so that's quite a lot coming up this week, and a lot to keep up with if I can. We'll see how that goes. Watch this space, as they say. And then the new start that I'm going to have today is one of the Nashville charts, and I've got some very special fabric that I'll be stitching that on. So I will talk to you about that when I show my Nashville charts in a bit. Let's do giveaway winners. Yay! So last video 15, I did a giveaway for 7 little things, and you had a keyword for each one, and you could have entered for as many as you wanted. You'll only win one, but as many as you wanted. And I said I would happily ship anywhere the post office will let me ship to, so it didn't matter where you were in the world. If you win it, you can have it. So I did random comment picker this morning, and what I'll do is I'll pop the pictures up of the winners on the screen as we go along. So the first thing was this little notions pouch that I made myself with bears, and inside there are a few accessories, some scissors, a needle minder, a little tiny Ort tin, and some mascara wands, which are great for getting the fluff off a project if you've had to frog and rip out your stitches. They're a really good idea. It's not my idea, I wish it was, but it was Lizzie, this Mrs. Fisher Stitches. She gave us some at a retreat one time, and when she said what they were for, I was like, that is genius. And yeah, it really does work. So you had to use the keyword bear for this, and the winner, which I'll pop the picture up here, is Wild Fox Stitchery. So there were 63 comments which included the word bear, but Wild Fox Stitchery, you're the winner. Then there was this little chart, which is really a kit, because I've included a little piece of linen and all the threads. And the keyword for this was sunflower, 44 comments, and the winner is Amy's or Amy SWIHART 7283. It's on the screen. I'm really sorry, Amy, if that's your name and I've just messed it right up. Then I had Autumn Cottage by Plum Street Samplers, and I've included a little piece of linen and all of the threads, all the called for weeks dye works threads in that one. And you had to use the keyword autumn. 65 of you did, and the winner is Stitchy Cats 123. Then I had 4 pieces of Coffee Craft fabrics, a lovely gold coloured fabric, 28 count linen, and you had to use the word gold. 45 people did, and the winner is Oodles of Stitches 3295. I'll pop that up there if you get a chance to read her comment. So I said to people, you don't have to put a comment, you know, you can just put the keywords or a keyword, you know, there's no obligation to write a sentence or anything dramatic like that. But whoever Oodles of, oh, I can't find it now. Hold on 1 second. Let me find it. Whoever Oodles of Stitches 3295 is, wrote this great sentence. There was once a little purple bear who grew a gold sunflower in the autumn near the green grass under the blue sky. So that included all the keywords, but in a really, really good sense. I was really impressed. There were a couple of others as well, actually, that really made me smile. So not somebody that won a giveaway, sorry, but who was this? Oh, Kelly does stitching. She wrote, bear ate a sunflower in the green grass whilst laying on a purple sun lounger. So that really made me smile. I thought that was really sweet. And Bethany, my lovely daughter-in-law, she put, the green frog wearing blue sunglasses tried to convince the purple unicorn that he was the new fashion icon. So that included some of the keywords as well. So it did make me smile. There was quite a few comments where people had put all the keywords but in sentences and made up a little funny thing. So I was really, really impressed. But yeah, so gold was Oodles of Stitches. So that was great. Purple fabric, 55 comments using the word purple. And the winner was, oh, I don't think I did a screenshot. Bear with. I didn't do a screenshot. It was, oh my goodness. Bear with me. We'll go back to purple. We'll go back to purple. Okay, so blue. Sorry, so unprofessional. The blue fabric was the keyword blue, 49 comments, and the winner for that was Michelle Paquette Savary 4391. I'm so sorry to have completely butchered your name there, but I'm guessing it's Michelle. Pop that up there, blue. And the last piece of fabric was this green. Well, it's green and grey, but we used the keyword green. 62 people used the comment. And the winner for this one is Susan Dell 3280. So then the one I've missed the screenshot for, I didn't write it down properly. It was somebody, it had numbers at the end, but Carol McQueen. So let me, what I'll do is I'll try and find her comment, because I didn't screenshot it from the comment picker. I'll try and find it and screenshot it from there, and then we'll know exactly, I'll know who exactly that is. But it was Carol McQueen, MC Queen, not Mac Queen. So Carol, if that's you, I'm really sorry I didn't get a screenshot of the comment picker, but you got the purple fabric. Well, that wasn't total carnage, was it? But, you know, so next time we'll try that again, perhaps with a little more professionalism, and we'll do a giveaway today for a couple of charts. Right, let's write this down as well, or else I won't know what I'm doing and it'll just be just as bad. So I bought a little bundle of charts from Facebook Marketplace because I wanted a particular one, and they're all sort of vintage charts from the 80s and 90s. Does it say when this one is from? So 1997, this one. And they don't all say, I don't think. No, I can't see without reading everything. And these were some that came with them that I'm not going to stitch. So I thought I would do giveaways for them, for any of you guys that might like to stitch them. So the first one is by the Sweetheart Tree, and it's called the Copthorn Sampler. And it looks like that. I think it might have specialities. Oh, no, it doesn't. So the date that they've stitched is 1994. So we'll guess that it's 1994. So this is just the chart, which does list DMC, anchor, JP Coates threads. And it gives you, oh, there are a few speciality stitches. And it gives you all the information of how to do those. So if you would like to win this, please use the word sampler in your comments. I'm going to write this down. Sampler. Then this one is by Cross and Patch. Walk the Gentle Path. And that's that one. Gorgeous little peacocks at the bottom there. So this has got speciality work in it. It's got, oh, there you go, you can see on the back, sort of cut work. I don't know if it's called hard hanger, if all cut work is called hard hanger, but I know that's one type. And it does give you all the instructions. There's quite a few speciality stitches in here. Antique clover, buttonhole circle, bullion center with wrapped bars, chain. So all the stuff for the cut work is in there. All the details of how to do it. Chart in the middle. It tells you coral knot, satin stitch. So yeah, it's quite a lot going on. I would suggest that you would need to be a fairly experienced stitcher to do this. Now, I can't show you the whole thing, but in the middle where the staples are, the chart has gone rusty from the staple. The chart hasn't gone rusty. The staples have gone rusty, so they have marked the chart, but it is over the edge and over some backstitch lettering, which you can see, so it should be okay. So if you'd like to win this gorgeous chart, then we'll use the word gentle. Walk the gentle path, gentle. Okay, and then the last one is this one by Ginger and Spice, and I really like this, but I know I'll never stitch it. It's a Florida sampler, but I've never been to Florida and I'll never go, despite my friend Carolyn, who lives in Florida, telling me to come over all the time. I don't fly, not unless I absolutely really have to or need to. But yeah, I don't like flying, and I certainly don't want to go all that way. Well, I kind of do. I'd love to go to lots of places if I could just magic myself there, but I don't want to get on the plane. So yeah, it's really, really lovely. There's loads of lovely motifs in it. This is from the 90s, I think. Does that have a date on it? Oh, and this folds out, so it's quite a big chart. Let me see. 1994 as well. So if you'd like to win this chart, let's use the keyword Florida. Okay. And I will announce the winners of those in my next Flosstube, which is going to be, or hopefully should be, the 27th of April, which is towards the end of April. I didn't want to leave it another week after that into the beginning of May, because then it's quite a big gap in between. In between now and then, I probably will do a Flosstube extra, at least one anyway, probably showing the cotton and twine box, that sort of thing. But yeah, so I will draw the winners for that then. Okay, so next thing is Nashville haul, general haul, which is only a couple of bags. A bit of chat about the weekend away I went on, and the haul from Nimble Thimble. So if kind of that kind of thing isn't your bag and you just wanted to see my stitching and see if you won the giveaways, then fine, I will see you next time hopefully. But if you're sticking around, there's quite a lot to see. So general haul, Pauline from So Bee Bags had another wonderful bag sale, as she does on Instagram. I will link her Instagram below. She makes the most gorgeous project bags. They are absolutely top quality. And I managed to bag myself a couple. So I got this one, which is absolutely gorgeous. So it's like printed fabric, but they look like crochet pieces. It's just so gorgeous. And that's the back. And she always puts a little lace trim and a little zipper pull with a ribbon and a button. And then it's a really gorgeous hot pink lining in here. So I got myself that one. And I got myself this one. Look at that beautiful fabric. Absolutely gorgeous. So pretty. It's just stunning. And like I say, these bags they're sturdy, that they will hold themselves, but they're not stiff. And they're just perfect. I mean, she's so ingenious. They are really perfectly sewn. Absolutely stunning. And this one again has got the lace trim and the little button on the zipper pull, and also has gorgeous hot pink lining, which is right up my street. So yes, so I bought those from Pauline. I do have one coming as well that I ordered. She did a little Instagram post that she'd got some froggy fabrics for anybody that might want a frog bag anyway, but specifically aimed at the Stacey Nash chart. Well, it might have been a Nashville. Lily, the frog. I'll pop a picture in here if I've got one, because my chart's over there. So I do have Lily frog. So yeah, I did order a froggy bag. And it is it will be on its way to me this week, so I'll be able to show you that next time hopefully, so that's exciting. So that was just general haul. What shall we do next? Nashville. Now, if you were here before, you know that I confessed to buying quite a few Nashville charts, and I may have added one on at the end. Anyway, so let's start with this one first, because this is the chart that I'm going to start today. So one of the Nashville charts that I bought was Ladybug Picnic. I love this. This is by Hands On Design, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Now they've stitched theirs on 32 count pomegranate fabric pomegranate by Fabrics by Stephanie, which I've never seen for sale here. So I was just going to try and find something. But lucky for me, Bethany, my lovely, wonderful daughter-in-law, has been dyeing some fabrics. I do hope this is going to show properly. And she has dyed me some gorgeous pink fabric. It's not quite. I wonder if I turn these lights down a bit, whether that would. No, that just makes it worse. It's not really showing the right colour. It is the perfect pink for that. So she's hand dyed this herself. And it has shrunk. It's a 32 count, but when you measure it now, it's about 35. So that's a learning curve. But it's absolutely perfect for this chart. So I'm going to start it today. Today, here in the UK, is Mother's Day. And these, I'll show you the others in a minute. There's more fabric. Bethany has dyed these fabrics for me for Mother's Day. I know it should be Morgan, but because she's not my daughter, he's my son. Anyway, she's taken care of the Mother's Day this year. Perfect fabric. So yesterday, I got all the threads out. Let's try and wrangle this all together. So they stitched it in all Weeks Dye Works, and but there is a DMC conversion, and I'm doing mine all in the DMC. Absolutely gorgeous. The only thing I might swap is they used Weeks charcoal, and the substitute is DMC 844, which looks really dark on there, but it isn't. And I think this looks much darker than the thread, so I might just use 310. I have got it out as just in case. And the floss drops that I've put these on were also made by Bethany. So she did them on her Cricut or Cricut machine. So that's all perfect. It's just perfect. And I have the perfect needle minder, which is a caterpillar cross stitch needle minder. Ladybug. So yeah, new start today. Very excited about that. She dyed a different pink in case that one was not right. So this one's a bit lighter. It's about right. Still gorgeous. So I've got that one. And then the last one that she dyed for me, for nothing in particular, is this sort of tan colour. Oh no. There. It is gorgeous. It's got really light mottling, but it's really kind of even. Oh, I'm so excited to find something. Well, not find something, just put something on it. I've got loads of stuff that could go on it. So yeah, so absolutely perfect Mother's Day present, I think. Hand-dyed fabric from your daughter-in-law. So the other Nashville charts that I got, and I pre-ordered, and I got all of these pre-ordered ones, including the Ladybug Picnic, from Sue at Peakside Needleworks. Fantastic service. I mean, they must have only been back a day, and I'd got my invoice. I'd paid my invoice, and 2 days later I'd got my charts. It was, yeah, absolutely brilliant. And I know other people have said the same about Peakside, and I know other people have said the same about other retailers. So, but I do like Peakside. They are very quick with their shipping. Not that she has a physical shop, but she's pretty local to me as well. So, yeah. So I got Chubby You. So anyone that's been here before knows I like pink and I like sheep. So there was a few sheep, okay? Chubby Sheep by Jeanette Douglas. Look at it. The Shepherd's Year by October House Fibre Arts. So there was this one is this June? June. There was a July one as well. But it was patriotic. Not that I'm against being patriotic, but it was patriotic for America, because this is an American designer. And I just thought, if I try and faff around altering that to have a British flag and so on, I mean, you don't have to be American or live in America to stitch an American chart, but it just wasn't my favourite, and this one was. Look at him standing on his little hill. Tiny Town. I mean, I've seen this. People have stitched this up already. So the latest Tiny Town by Heart in Hand is the Nativity. Oh, I love this so much. Maybe you didn't know, but I like pears as well. And this is Pear Fair, also by October House Fibre Arts. So I did stitch and finish and fully finish Strawberry Fair. And I do have, I think it's October Fair, and there's one with a beehive on. Honey Fair. So yeah, I've got quite a few to do, but that one, I love that pair. Then I also got some charts by Robin Pickens Designs, or Robin Pickens Cross Stitch. I've never stitched any of their designs before. So I got this one, Dandelion Wishes. I really like dandelions. Now, I know if you're a proper gardener, you probably hate them because they seed everywhere and they pop up big yellow flowers. I really like them. I really like the yellow flowers. I really like the dandelion clocks. So I really, really like that. And I also got Peekaboo Birds by Robin Pickens. So pretty. So lovely on that fabric as well, which I think is... does it say? Oh no, it's petrol blue linen. I was thinking it was going to be azure blue, but that's really nice too. And then I got, also by Robin Pickens, Gathering Bright Blooms. Gorgeous colours in that as well. And what have they stitched that on? Charles Craft Navy Ada. I probably won't do it on that, but that is really, really pretty. Then I got another one with a sheep on by Paola at Pontini Pontini. This is Spring Animals Trio. And I really like all of them. But obviously I bought it because of the sheep. Now this lovely cow, she does have an alternative colourway. So you can do the cow in brown and white instead of black and white. And it's really cute. But yeah, I love the little bunny on there as well. Obviously, I'm going to stitch all of these in my spare time, right? Then I also got, this is the last one from Peakside, by Hello from Liz Matthews, Sun Soaked. So this was her Patreon release for her Patreon members quite a long time ago, probably over a year, which is generally what they do. And I saw Elizabeth Ann Can stitch it, and I've loved it all that time. But I didn't want to just join her Patreon just for that. So I sort of waited and waited, and I thought, well, at some point it will come out. And lo and behold, it did. So pretty with those pink flowers. So that was all from Peakside. And then, and these threads were from Peakside because the, now let me just check. X Stitch the Rainbow, get a few designers to design different charts for different threads. So they've done it in the past, and I think they had Treenway silks. That might be last year. So each designer designed a little chart to use that particular palette of threads from Treenway silks. And this year it was a palette of threads from Threadworks. And this was the palette of threads. They are absolutely gorgeous. So various designers designed little charts using these colours. Does it say what they are? They're just all numbers. And you could buy that little pack of threads, which I did add on to my Peakside order. But then I got this little chart for those threads from eBay, from Trudian Designs and the eBay shop Jeff P. Smith. I will link below. And this is the one. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Twilight Moon. I know Charlie of Charlie Feathers loves this too, and has the threads, so no doubt that'll be a stitch along or start along together at some point. And then I did get myself, I should have got it out of the packet, we'll see how glary it is, the called for linen for this, which is Permin 32 count linen in Twilight Blue. So it's perfect, isn't it, really? And I got this from Arts and Designs, who are based in Scotland. Also super fast shipping, great service. So that is basically fully kitted with the threads, the chart and the fabric, but from different retailers. So yeah. So yeah, I went a bit wild at Nashville there, but hey ho, it's done now. And I did have a tax refund. Did I say that before? Yeah, so I had money to spend. What can you do? So that was all the Nashville. So weekend away, a group of us went away for a weekend to Wales. I can't pronounce the name of any of the places. Kim will just have a fit because she was trying to get us to say all the place names properly because she's Welsh, and none of us English ladies could get it right. But I know it was somewhere near Corwen, which was Corwen. So that's an easy one to say. But it was something else that's unpronounceable for me. I do apologise to anybody watching in Wales. But we had a lovely, lovely weekend. So so Marie from Stitches and Diamonds, or Swan Bay Fabrics, had organised the weekend, I think, initially, along with Sally from Flossie Sews and Grows, Kim from Stitchy Squirrels, Charlie Stitchy Feathers, Sarah of Sew Me Sarah, and originally Yasmin of Yasmin's Made with Love. And then a couple of weeks before they were due to go, unfortunately, Yasmin couldn't make it, which was a real shame for them. But sorry, Yas, kind of good for me because they invited me in Yaz's place. So so I got, a last minute warning. yeah, to join them. And luckily I could, and off I went. Had the best weekend. It was so good. I'd met all the ladies before at different times in different places, different retreats and stuff, except for Sarah of Sew Me Sarah. I was a little bit fangirly about that. Like, it was actual Sew Me Sarah. She came over from Northern Ireland to like stay with us and everything. Yeah, I was a bit like, ooh, starstruck. It was a bit mad, really, a bit stupid, really. But anyway, she put up with me, so I think it was okay. And we all did little sort of, it wasn't a retreat, but all did like little sort of gifts for each other. And because I was very late to the party, I didn't have time to make 5 other gifts for everybody else. So I bought, and I didn't bring any, bring mine over. I bought little Emma Bridgewater tins, little tiny square tins, and I put a little Ort tin in and some mascara ones and some little scissors and bits and bobs. So they were really sweet, and they were all different. They had different flowers on, like dog rose or tulips or daffodils or buttercups. So I just popped them on the table and then let people choose the one that they wanted. So that was really sweet, actually. But the other ladies had obviously had a bit more time. So some people had bought things, some people had made things. And then I know that I think Sally, at the thing that she made for me, she'd adjusted slightly colour-wise or something like, I think, because it wasn't Yaz and it was me. And Sarah definitely did mine for me. She tried to do something, she did her designs, and when I show you, you'll see what I mean, in the favourite colour of the person that she was going to give it to. Mine is definitely in my favourite colour. So Kim of Stitchy Squirrels gave us this lovely little organza bag, and you can sort of see through there what we've got. And in the bag is a needle threader. It's a little flower. You can see the wire there. Yeah. And also a gorgeous scissor. I see, I've been waiting to use all these things. Gorgeous scissor fob. Absolutely beautiful. And this little squirrel I mean, is that not the best sticker for a weekend away in Wales with Stitchy Squirrels? It's a squirrel, a Welsh squirrel holding a daffodil. I mean, it's just perfect. So thank you, Kim. Charlie got us all another kind of themed thing. I was very impressed. A lovely little badge, which obviously we can make into a needle minder if we want, or just pin onto a project bag. So this is themed because it's a Cornish ware jug. The blue and white jug is Cornish ware, and Charlie is from Cornwall, but it's full of Welsh daffodils. So that was perfect. And with that, she also gave us this beautiful little key ring, which is a love spoon. So there is an old tradition, or maybe it still goes on, of carved wooden love spoons that you would give a certain, do a certain design, I think, and give it to your loved one, your, you know, fiance or whatever. I don't know the full history, so I do apologize if I'm not getting that completely right. But they had called their group chat that I then joined on WhatsApp the Love Spoon Stitchers. So Charlie had got us this perfect little thing that we can hang on our project bags as well. Talking of love spoons, Sarah of Sew Me Sarah designed her own chart of love spoons, stitched them in at each person's favourite colour. So the same design, but in each person's favourite colour, and then mounted them onto buttons, button coasters, and gave us some thread as well. So this was what she did for me in my favourite colour, pink. And look at those. 2 love spoons and the year, and all finished on this gorgeous button coaster. It's got little feet on the back so you can pop it down somewhere. And then with that, we all got a skein of thread, not the thread that she'd used to stitch that with, but just a thread in our favourite colour. And I got this fantastic hot pink. That is perfect colour. Obviously Roxy Flossco. And it is called Pink 182. So yeah, really, really nice. Thank you, Sarah. And then Sally of Flossie Sews and Grows, she stitched a little pillow for me. I think it's probably 40 count, 36 or 40. It's really, really beautiful. 1 stitch at a time. Oh, it's just lovely. And, you know, it's just really, really pretty. And then she backed it with this gorgeous fabric. So yeah, really, really nice. Thank you, Sally. And with that, she popped in one of her little floss drops with the details on the back. So it's a design. This is a design by Beth from One Stitch at a Time. It's on Fabrics by Crafty Kate 36 count fabric. And she's used various fancy flosses by Tom and Lily Creations and Yolanda. So yeah, very, very nice. She also gave us this gorgeous little board. So obviously it says Let's Eat there, but it's plain on the back and there's no indent like there is here. But so you can just finish something onto it. I mean, it's just perfect. I love finishing things on little boards. I've done it before. If you've seen my previous videos, I did 2 or 3 little board finishes fairly recently. So yeah, absolutely perfect for a little finish. And you could mount something in that bit up to the edge and just cover up the Let's Eat, or you could just turn it around and do it on the back where it's flat. So yeah, thank you, Sally. Really, really nice ideas. And then Marie joined us on the Saturday. She was unable to join us on the Friday when we arrived, but she joined us on the Saturday, which was fantastic. Saturday afternoon. So she missed out on going to Nimble Thimble, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But yeah, when she came, she said I didn't have time because she's such a busy lady doing retreats and dyeing fabrics and goodness knows what else. I didn't have time to make anything. So she literally, I mean, we didn't care because she literally bought this massive box full of fabric. We were like, ooh, hand-dyed swan-bay fabrics. And she very, very kindly let us all pick a fat quarter of whatever fabric we liked. So thank you so much, Marie. So I got myself a 32 count linen in the colourway Pemberley. And it is this gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. I can't tell you. Now, I've had these things for so long. Can't wait to start using them. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and a whole fat quarter. Really, really kind of Marie to do that. So yeah, felt very, very lucky. So thank you. And then I'd taken a few things with me that I would be happy to give away, sell, swap, whatever. And so had Sally. So she picked a chart that I'd taken that she really liked, and she let me have a little rummage through her stuff. And so we did a little pattern swap, and I swapped for this. So this is called Gathering Strawberries by Annie B's Folk Art. And I know that Sally has stitched it because I have seen it on her floss tube. It's so, so pretty. So yeah, so that was really nice to do a little swap. And the whole weekend was just fantastic. We had a lot of laughs, a lot of chat, a lot of stitching. And like I say, Sally very kindly drove us all in her car to the Nimble Thimble on Saturday morning, which was about an hour away from where we were staying. So it was a decent drive, but it was a beautiful drive all through the Welsh countryside. It was just gorgeous. And yeah, we went to do a bit of shopping. I mean, I didn't need anything. I didn't have a list. I hadn't gone for anything specific. So, you know, I wasn't going to come out with much, was I? She says. So I may have bought a few things. So I bought a needle minder, but I didn't get the chart. So this is Home Sweet Home, but it is a chart. So I have messaged Rachel at Talking Dog Stitchery, and she is hoping to get some in. So I will be getting the chart that goes with that giant pink. I mean, it's a giant pink house. But I did get some other Primrose Cottage designs. So she didn't have, I wanted the seasonal pillows, Quaker pillows. She didn't have spring. So again, I have asked Rachel at Talking Dog Stitchery, and she said she does usually have them, but they're out of stock. So she is hoping to get some more in. So that's on the cards as well. But I did manage to get summer. So these are all, what are they called? Just summer Quaker. So the seasonal. So summer Quaker. So these are obviously going to be for next year because I've got my little pillows this year from Flossabilities to do. Oh, that's the spring one on the back there, when I can get my hands on it. Autumn Quaker. think, oh, have I got that the right way up? Yeah. Autumn is probably my favourite season. So I love the colours in that. And Winter Quaker. So I've got those. I got this gorgeous little chart by the Scarlet House called Tending the Flock. So I really like that with all the little sheep and the giant pots of flowers. Gorgeous. Then I got this one by Tralala, Collection Tralala. Shepherdess in Summer, I think it translates to. Sarah would tell me, she translated it for me, but I can't remember, but it's that. I'm not even going to try and say it in French. That would offend way too many people. So again, sheep. Oh, it's just so pretty. And I did manage to get all except one, which I can get from Rachel at Talking Dog Stitchery. While we're talking about Rachel from Talking Dog Stitchery, I do have an affiliate link down below in the notes to Talking Dog Stitchery. If you use that link and make an order, I will get a small commission, but you can also use my code to get 5% off a £10 or more shop. So if you spend £10 or more in Talking Dog Stitchery via my link, you can use the code Sarah5 and you'll get 5% off, and I'll get a tiny bit of commission. So if you're thinking of shopping there, then please use my link. I need to get some thread from her just to get the last one, but these are all the called for threads. The one I'm missing is Pine Needles by Classic Colourworks, which is another green. But look at that. That is just so gorgeous. Which one is that? Rose Garden. So my favourite are Rose Garden and Baby Spinach. But yeah, really, really pretty. So very pleased with those. And that's sort of almost a kit. Well, partial kit. I did pick up, there was some threads in a box that were just in a box for sort of £1. They weren't, you know, they were just there. There was nothing. Got a couple of anchor threads that were in the box. 890 and 69. I just really like the colours. I didn't buy them for anything in particular, but I just thought they were really nice. And this one I just thought was really nice. This is a Threadworks. It's not the same as that, is it? Oh, that would be funny. Oh, I think it is. Ha, it is. So it's colour 1049, and that is actually one of the threads that's in the Threadworks pack for the X Stitch the Rainbow patterns. I hadn't even realised. It's such a nice green. Quite a bit of variegation. Yeah, there you go. You can see that. Really, really pretty. And then the last thing I bought at Nimble Thimble is this gorgeous chart, gorgeous but giant chart. I've never seen it before. It's by Leela's Studio and it's called A Quaker Welcome. Let me take it out of the packet because it's so, so pretty. Sorry, there's going to be a bit of crinkly noise now while I get this out. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. I love this so much. I've literally wanted to start it immediately, but I've restrained myself so far. So the called for fabric for this is 40 count Old Massachusetts by the Primitive Hare, which Rachel has at Talking Dog Stitchery because I've seen it. Might be in my basket. Now, I've only stitched on 40 count a couple of times, but it's massive. This is 232 stitches wide by 172 stitches high. So if I do that on 32 count, it's another massive chart. I need to suck it up, get the 40 count, and just do it. Oh, it's so pretty. And they stitched theirs with, well, it's a mixture. So they have got a mixture of DMC, Gentle Arts sampler threads, and Weeks Dye Works threads. So yeah, so that was it. I mean, it's enough, isn't it? Isn't it enough? It's a lot, but it was Nashville and a weekend away, and what can you do? That is it. I mean, this is a long video. Then I don't know if my videos are normally this long. I think the last one was pretty long as well, but I did have so much to show you. Maybe I should start doing these videos every 2 weeks, because I just seem to gather so many bits and pieces that, yeah, they're getting longer and longer. Actually, put a comment. Leave me a comment, okay? Leave me a comment if you've watched this video to the end or to now, and you're hearing me talk right now about leaving a comment. Then leave me a comment on whether you think I should do videos more often, every 2 weeks rather than every month. And yeah, I'll see if I can I'll see what you guys think, and then we'll go from there. Right, I'm off because I've got a lot of tidying up to do now. And then I think my husband might want to come in. He's been outside cleaning a motorcycle and getting it all ready because he's going to sell it. But yeah, he's been trying not to come in, I think. So he's probably desperate to come in the house, and I've shut him out basically for the last hour and a half-ish. So yeah, I'm off, and I'm going to start I'm going to tidy up because obviously I need to do that. And then I'm going to sit down and I'm going to start my ladybug picnic on Bethany's fantastic fabric. So if you've got to the end and you've watched the whole thing, thank you so much for watching. If you have got to the end and you've not seen me before, please consider liking and subscribing. And like I say, leave me a comment. Tell me about yourself. Tell me what you're stitching on. And let me know if you would like me to do these videos every 2 weeks rather than every month. And we'll see what we can do. Right, I'm off. Happy stitching, guys.